Welcome back to the Sucker Free Countdown. I'm your host, DJ Envy. Now, we wouldn't be hip-hop if we didn't acknowledge all the elements of hip-hop. Of course, I'm talking about the one we always miss, graffiti. Now, graffiti is still a major part, so we bring you ARTMAGGEDON, a showcase of graff writers still doing it in the game. This next piece is on Snow. He created album covers and original pieces for numerous music artists like Will Smith, Wu-Tang Clan, Gang Starr, Mobb Deep, Chris Brown, just to name a few. Now check it out.
Yeah, my tag name is Snow, FX, QM8, Vicious Styles, BT, from Paterson, New Jersey. I was the only white kid writing graffiti, so all my friends from the projects would be like, you should write Snow White because you're a white boy, you know? So, at first, we teased each other back and forth, but I really liked the letters. I always liked the way the letters actually gelled together. I was part of a crew, FX crew in the Bronx, out of the Bronx. It was made up of, it was Bronx-based, but it was an international crew. It was basically an all-star squad. I hear a lot of people who say, they go to art school and the art teacher tells them, you need to think out of the box, As graff writers, we think out of the box. We have to force ourselves to kind of, bend a little bit to get in the box so people can understand what we're trying to convey or the energy of what we're doing. I did Chris Brown's first album, the CD art and the poster pullout. At that time I was doing stuff for, like I said, Wu-Tang, Gang Starr. I'm not an R&B cat, you know what I mean? So it was funny because he said, I'm not gonna forget that you blessed me with the artwork for my album. And when I blow up and I get my house, we're gonna be on Cribs and I want you to come through and I want you to paint my whole house in graffiti. He could have forgotten about me and gotten somebody else to do it, but he didn't. 2 years later, he hit me up and lived up to his word, And our first property that we have in Q is called Tales from the Mist. Basically, it's the mist of the can telling the stories, or the spray cans telling the stories. All based on hip-hop, all based on MCs, DJs, B-boys, and graff writers. I want to give something to the culture that will inspire kids. It's a hip-hop fantasy. In short, it's a hip-hop fantasy. I think every culture has a group of individuals, a segment that is entrusted with, recording history for kings and for cultures, so people, generations later on, can see what the culture was about and understand the knowledge is passed on. I think graffiti writers are the visual tale of hip-hop. Pictures, words, characters, style, we influence clothing. I think graffiti's a very unsung but important element in hip-hop evolving and growing into crossing over cultural and genre borders. The ARTMAGGEDON will be televised.